Hi, very good morning to you. It's Dean from Avstar. I said yesterday in the video that I'd be on the topic of one of the latest things. I mean, it's not that latest, but you know what? The amount of people that keep saying to me, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? You need to look at this, Gene. So, you know, I did. And basically, bottom line is Elon Musk is supposedly bringing out an engine that runs entirely on water. And I'm going to call BS on this, and I'll just explain something to you. There are hundreds of people now doing articles on this on YouTube and other social media, but just take a look at the engines in all these people that are talking about the water engine. Every time you look at another one that supposedly runs on water, it's a different engine. Look, every single time they show a picture of the car that's running on water from Tesla, it's a different engine. Every single time. You can look at this yourself. And that tells me that this is BS. I just want to explain something. I have invested a good 3 decades looking into alternative energy. And, you know, the amount of ideas that have been put on there with V-gate magnetic motors, you know, just magnetised engines that run just solely on the power of magnetism and this, that and the other. I have not only looked into the possibility, but I have replicated exactly what it is they've built, and it doesn't work. I could show you. I've still got the models that I've built on various things. You know, over the last 30 years, we've looked at loads of stuff, like trying to efficiently break down the water molecule into its two most fundamental elements, hydrogen and oxygen, so that we can use the oxygen and hydrogen in the same quantities that you break it down to run back through an engine, or just simply use the hydrogen to run a hydrogen fuel cell to produce electricity. There's no efficient way of doing that. I mean, just recently we're looking at recycling battery tech, because now we're in a time where these electric vehicles are coming to the end of their lives, and these batteries have to be recycled. You open up a Tesla battery and you find there's probably about 14,000 battery cells within them. And each cluster of these battery cells are run by battery management systems. And, they can fail, within one or two of these cells out of the 14,000 can fail within about 6 months of owning a brand new Tesla. And, you should know anyhow, with all the other electrical battery appliances that are rechargeable in your household, how long do they actually last before the battery fails? It's no different, to one of those appliances to your car. You might have very less batteries in some of the smaller household items that you've got that are rechargeable, and, you might use them frequently. They might eventually, after a short period of time. Let's put it this way. I had a shaver that was battery powered. It didn't even last 12 months before the battery was scrap in it. So it gives you an idea. But I just want to get back on this water engine. I have seen hundreds of people claim that they've done it, and you only have to replicate some of these ideas to find out they don't work. We've looked at electrolysis ourselves there. We did find that a frequency seems to fracture the water molecule more efficiently than just direct DC or whatever other alternative means of electrolysis you want to use. But again, you're having to put energy in to get the electrolysis to work, and therefore you probably find that you're putting more energy in to get just that little bit of hydrogen and oxygen out. Yes, there are 3 ways of achieving fracturing the water molecule, and that's using solar panels. But then you could easily use the solar panels to charge the battery up, and you probably get more efficiency by doing it that way than converting it into hydrogen and oxygen. The other problem is in this industry is having a fuel tank that can hold hydrogen gas, because hydrogen gas is one of the smallest molecules in our universe. And trust me, if you've got a steel tank that is holding hydrogen, that hydrogen molecule is leaking right through the molecules of that iron tank or steel tank or titanium tank. Doesn't matter what you build it out of, you will not stop hydrogen leaking through that. Impossible. And I know people that work on hydrogen fuel cell cars, and they have had to turn the hydrogen detector off because it's constantly leaking out of it. Now, we've got hydrogen fuel cell cars on our roads today, but the problem is, it's producing the hydrogen and storing the hydrogen. Industry hasn't come up with these ideas yet. And if Elon Musk had, and I know he hasn't, come up with an engine that runs on water, what would that do to his industry of electric vehicles overnight? It would destroy it. What would that do to the petrochemical companies overnight? What would that do to the energy providers overnight? Let me tell you just a few of these things. First of all, there'd be no need for fracking, extraction of gas or extraction of oil. You wouldn't need to. If you could produce an engine that run on water, you wouldn't need any of those things. What about your energy companies? Would you need one of those? No, because if someone comes up with an engine that runs on water, the first thing they're going to do within a couple of months is what I would do, and probably you would do. You would go out there, buy a generator, and just put your hose pipe straight into the fuel tank and generate free electricity from day one. You would do that. So you put all the energy companies out of business. You put most of the car manufacturers out of business if you could hold and maintain that patent so that you was the only one that could produce that engine. Which, I will tell you this now. If Elon Musk produced a car that ran on water, do you think China within the next month wouldn't be producing that engine regardless of patents in any case? Of course they would. A water engine, a real engine that runs on water, would change everything about our day and life within months. And I'm just going to say this: Elon Musk would not be here. He just would not be here. He'd be long dead and buried as a result of doing that. Now, I've got some issues with Elon Musk. I know a lot of people love him because of what he's done with Twitter, and he does appear to come over as someone that wants to protect the freedom of speech. Yet there is still regulations going on Twitter, just as much as there are on YouTube. And at the end of the day, he has produced this Generation 3 Optimus robot, which is going to take millions of jobs away from the industry across the range. It will. And I reckon within the next 5 years, you can buy one of these robots from Tesla right now under £20,000, and it will do quite a few jobs around your house. You'll be surprised of how smart that robot is. But in 5 years' time, that robot will have been developed, probably not the Mark III like what we've got now, but it'll probably be the Mark VI or the Mark VII, and it will be fully capable of probably any task a human being is at the moment. And within 10 years, I guarantee you this: manufacturing and labour-intensive manufacturing, human labour-intensive manufacturing, will disappear. You can take that to the bank because the technology has proven itself already. It just, now that it's proven itself, it just needs to become popular. And we was talking about shareholders the other day who have shares in big companies that want to keep making a profit on them shares every year. They want a good return on them. Well, as we've seen already with the large supermarkets, the Costco's and places like that, you've got self-service tills. They've already started eliminating labour-intensive, human labour-intensive work with electronics. And now you've got these robots that can, lift 100 kilos. That's 3 times more than what a human being can lift. Okay, yeah, there are some people that can easily lift 100 kilos. The point is this: these robots will run 23 hours a day. They won't need holiday pay. They won't take sick leave. And they'll only take an hour to charge back up to run another 23 hours. And that is heaven for a shareholder. You know, with a high-tech company, you know, with all robots doing the labour-intensive work, it means that they haven't got to pay salaries. No holiday pay, no sick pay. You know, they will work 20-hour shifts if you want them to. You know, this is the future that we're walking into. But with regards to, you know, getting back online with this water engine, it's BS. It doesn't exist. If it does, if it did, then where is it being demonstrated? I want to see in a workshop this engine running on water. I don't want to see 200 images of a AI generated engine that we know doesn't work. You know, it has been the quest for years and years and years. And I'm sure that anyone that has ever looked into water engines would have come across Reverend Stanley Myers, a guy that supposedly was poisoned. He managed to run his beach buggy across one of the states of America on water, and he was using frequency generated electrolysis that appeared to split the water molecule much faster and at a rate which it could be put straight into the engine, and that particular frequency split the water molecule at a faster rate. And he was discussing, this is the story as far as I best can remember it, he was discussing, he had a meeting with a couple of guys and discussing the possibility of, you know, bringing this to market. And I think he was with his brother at the time. He said that he didn't feel well and that he'd been poisoned, and I think he died in the car park. I'm not sure. But I don't believe that Elon Musk has got this engine. I've not seen an interview with him saying that, yeah, we've got it and we can produce it and that's our intentions. And, you know, I think this is just a big rumour that's going around on social media websites, you know, claiming that they've got it. But I'll tell you now, if they did, you know, the only thing that the likes of me and you would ever have to worry about wouldn't be transport anymore. It wouldn't be, you know, lighting our homes with electricity. The only thing that we would have to be concerned with would be keeping a roof over our head, which is always going to be a thing, and putting food on the table. You know, with regards to everything else, that water engine would pretty much solve it overnight. But I don't think we're there yet. In fact, I'm confident. I'm 98% sure that that engine does not exist. And that's it for today, guys. That's my take on this, and I'm sure that you've come across this. Look, every single engine where these people are talking about it, it's different. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the things that they're saying that Elon Musk is coming out with now, like UFOs and fighter jets that have got anti-gravity, it's just nonsense. I mean, he would shoot himself in the foot. I mean, look, every single image that we look at with the water engine is different. Oh, that's his, I don't know whether the video will be in sync with the audio, but that there picture of that stealthy looking ship in the hangar is, I'm sure, just another artificial generated image, and doesn't exist. So, you know, I'll leave it with you. I just thought I'd give you the lowdown on this, because I just, you know, as much as I want to see this technology come out into the market, it just doesn't exist. And if it did, we'd already be seeing it. If it did, I'm sure that Elon Musk would be in a ditch somewhere, because, you know, he wouldn't be just affecting, you know, £1 million industry. He'd be he would be affecting and destroying overnight $1 trillion industry. So that's how big it is. Anyhow, guys, I'll leave it with you. If you want to buy us a coffee, links down there in the description. You know, what's wrong with getting behind an observatory that's trying to keep people informed of the truth and real things, and keep us on, you know, straight and narrow with all what's going on. So what I usually do, you take care of your loved ones. As always, bye for now.